We're live. Hello, everybody. Today with me is Przemek from Syncra.xyz. And yeah, how are you? How are you, Przemek? How are you, mate? How
Uh,
was how was ETH Warsaw for you? The first
yeah,
edition, last one.
yeah, it was great. Hey, hello everybody. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Thank you for invitation. Thank you for having me. Yeah, I mean, if Warsaw was great. Third edition, actually, third edition, we were there, and doing something on a conference, hacking, etc., winning the hackathon. So, kind of cool, I would say.
Yeah, cool. So we heard about each other for a long time, but that was the first time we met in person. And yeah, hey,
Yeah,
handshake.
yeah, like the Polish market is kind of big and small in all the terms. I would say like almost everybody know each other, but not from like the URL usually because we all hear about each other, right? But like places to meet, like spots to meet, like conferences, there is not that many of them. So at the end of the day, there's like tens, let's say max 10 or something possibilities to meet somewhere on like let's say some conference, right? Not so much if you compare the other potential like places, countries, like meetups, like let's say weeks organized across the let's say countries at those terms. So yeah, I mean kind of well, it happened, right?
Yeah, for me, that's cool experience. Yeah, can we start with the first question? Actually, who are you, Przemek? Who is Przemek, and what is Syncra XYZ?
So Przemek is totally a random guy, I would say. Yeah, so I like to call myself more than a hacker than a founder or like CEO or whatever you call people at the end of the day. So basically my history with crypto, like Web3 started, I would say kind of a typical way for IT professional. So, I mean at the first I basically started trading, but in very short time period basically started thinking, okay, what can I build, how can I utilize my knowledge, etc., to just ship something, whatever, just like try this technology. And that basically leads me to like my first hackathon, more hackathons. And from one of the hackathon actually we created some kind of like a POC of Syncra. So basically the DAO with private voting. And after this hackathon, just got incubated, got a lot of freaking help from Aleph Zero, and yeah, I mean that's literally just a story how Syncra was born, how we created our software house, how basically we created everything around, and we are still not stopping with the hackathon. Like even this Friday, we are flying to London to one of them. So just kind of trying and still doing the same stuff, still like meeting a lot of people because I mean if you ask me later, the hackathons are a great way to first test your skills, second build some idea, some kind of like a POC, first get some people like sponsors, like met people at the end of the day, and potentially even get funding like we do. I mean at those terms.
Yeah, what is Syncra? Was it born on one of hackathons you attended? You joined?
Yeah. So during the Hack on Chain first edition in Berlin, it was like the hackathon alongside the next Block Expo conference. We created during the hackathon. Basically, we created a project called ZK Vote. So we utilized like liminal technology from Aleph Zero to prepare. I mean, to showcase literally how you can build the DAO with the private voting. So that was kind of cool idea. I mean, we had, and also I think it's even nowadays. So Syncra essentially is just like a modular DAO management platform with private voting, treasury management, off and off-chain voting, Discord and Telegram integrations. So we literally give the platform to create your DAO, to manage your DAO, to manage your treasury, to like enable your customers, your people, your users to utilize the privacy and have like private voting across their votes because at the end of the day, if you have a DAO, I mean, everything is public on a blockchain, right? So let's say we have like a small DAO operated on a wallet base, so everyone knows each other. And let's say you spin some proposal, I don't agree with you, I just vote against you, and you will have, some kind of like a doubts about me. And with privacy, you can literally just get rid of this potential problem which might exist. So yeah, I mean, Syncra just delivers that. And like a week ago, we went mainnet, of course, with not like all the features I mentioned, but the platform is mainnet, and we are working on like more and more and more and more stuff to deliver, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna go quickly through that guide.
Yeah,
So basically, first step is just to go to the hub, then of course
yeah,
connect
yeah.
wallet. What chains is based? Syncra is based. What is the
Sorry.
chain? What is the chain? The Syncra is based on.
Uh, yeah. So first, this guide is kind of a bit outdated, but you will see if you switch to the
We
platform.
can we can go here and
Yeah,
click
yeah,
on
yeah.
the code.
Yeah, so you need to connect the wallet, but it's like Aleph Zero. So Aleph Zero is one of the substrate-based chains, so like the Polkadot ecosystem. So we need like one of the wallets which supports that. But yeah, if you go back to the doc, because it's roughly the same, just UI is different and some step might be different, but we support two kind of a DAOs. So first you need to, like launch a DAO creation, then fill up the DAO name, logo, description, website. So like very basic stuff every DAO needs. And then there is like a decision to do whenever you're a creator, whatever you want your DAO to base like a token based. So we utilize like ERC20 token from like Solidity, either PSP22 from like Substrate ecosystem from Inc. And from the token base, you can use whatever you have, like your own token, so existing one, or you want to create a new one, because we are giving two options, or either the wallet-based DAO. So wallet-based DAO is essentially you're just giving the wallet address, and those listed wallet addresses can vote on the proposals. Then you need to configure like the governance params. So as you see, like a quorum, proposal threshold, voting periods, delay, execution. So everything related to like the governance process. Right after, choose the voting rules. So whatever your DAO wants to support, only basic. So yes, no, abstain, or weighted for the token base. So people can create their own options. Can allocate various amounts of tokens to given options. Can be like multi-choice. Either for like wallet-based DAOs, there's like also basic is polling or multiple answer, because in like wallet-based DAO is rather you're like one wallet, one vote, so you can have like a bit slightly different options. Yeah, at the end of the day, review your like details and deploy your contract to the mainnet, and at this moment, basically. So because we have our own smart contracts, so you're like utilizing our factory deployed to mainnet, and you're good to go, essentially, and you can manage your DAO.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool experience. It's pretty straightforward. Uh,
Should be like that.
yes. Yeah. You said hackathon a lot of times during this call. So, how many hackathons did you take part to, and which was the best one for you?
Oh damn! I won't answer this question. I mean, which was the best, because there's many of those. So how many? To be honest, I'm not counting at this moment. I think it's like around 15, 70, something like that. But I'm literally just not counting. I'm just like going to them. It's like, every hackathon is different. Every hackathon usually have different sponsors, different agenda, different timelines. So it's like you can be kind of veteran. You can be like, let's say, me, my team, etc. And we're just going. We're usually prepared. We know what we're gonna build. We know like a lot of stuff beforehand. You just go across the sponsors. You go across the previous hackathons. You see what they basically granted. So doing slightly research before you go, actually, because you want to win at the end of the day, right? So you want to go back with something, and at the end of the day have just trip expenses back or something like that.
How
So
does feature looks that research looks like? Because usually before the hackathon, all the topics, all the bounties, the prize pool is known, but topics are hidden and are revealed just before the hackathon. So how is your approach to research before hackathon?
That's true, but you always have previous hackathons. So let's take if Global, because if Global is like the biggest organizers of hackathons, etc. They like running, I don't know, 6, 7 hackathons per year, and most of the hackathons have almost the same sponsors. So if you're in crypto, usually you know what's going on because there is not many projects, right? So you literally, if your field is, I don't know, layer ones or layer twos, or some privacy tech, etc. You usually know all these sponsors, you know what are they building, you know what are they doing. So first you can go back, let's say this hackathon is, I don't know, go back to the last hackathon, what happened, and you can see all the bounties, all everything, and you can literally just guess that, okay, if they focus on this hackathon on that, usually and most likely then they're gonna focus on the next hackathon on the same thing. So first you can do like that. So just go see what was the last, what they granted, etc. And that's what we usually do. Or you can go to their website, you know, they doc, and see what are they building on. If the tech is, let's say, testnet, etc., most likely they're gonna need people to build, to test, because essentially during the hackathons you usually get either like alpha beta version of the solution, so you still encountering many bugs, etc. You're reporting them, some of the stuff is not working, blah blah blah, you know, like very typical stuff of software development. So yeah, that's our approach basically. So go to the past hackathons, see what tech they use, what they granted, what kind of product they wanted to have, etc. Usually also you have like, you know, open bounties, so you can build whatever, and that's also the case. Usually, I mean, maybe not usually, but very often. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you ask me if it's a good approach to approach hackathon, I would say no, because I mean we are doing that because we are kind of like a veterans, but we also usually going with given idea. So we have like our idea, then we are going to look at the sponsors, try to match the idea to the sponsor, eventually just like a bit adjust the idea, and then we have something, okay, we can go with it, we can build. But usually if you have your own idea, I would not recommend that way to adjust, etc., because if you're building just for bounty, it's like they will see it. I mean, everybody will see it, right? So just don't try to do this at the end of the day. Just it's better to focus on idea, on 1, 2 bounties, and just build. If you will be the best, you will get the bounty at the end of the day.
Yeah, however, I like it because I think from the company, Web3 company point of view, which is a sponsor of Hackathon, and they provide quests to the attendees have to challenge, and just adjusting to that challenge. And yeah, companies wants to battle test their technology, so any opportunity to test it is great. That's how they pay for that,
Exactly.
and pay to attendees. So
Exactly.
however, that's great if you fit to the bounty. I
Yeah,
think
I
so.
mean, yeah, you have like, you know, live testers, and all of them gonna build some kind of a project with real utility, etc. So you have like literally production tested solution for couple K bucks at the end of the day. So yeah, I mean that's great. And also what audience slash people like can remind is that a lot of those sponsors are looking for the projects to build. So wherever you have like cool idea, something, you know, really they like after the hackathon, that we just, you know, pass you, okay, maybe you want to build this like full time, maybe you want to ship this to the mainnet, we're gonna help you fundraise, stuff like that. So I would say that's a great opportunity for people who wants their company, wants their product, but don't really know how to start. Because if you have like a big blockchain with all those sponsors, all this knowledge, they're like you can't beat this partner. It's like the best partner you can get usually, and those grants are kind of great money, because usually they don't need equity, they don't want equity, etc. I mean, some like this is changing nowadays. So in terms of like grants programs, more of the foundation is looking for like rather making this just as a business for getting the revenue from the grant. But I totally get them, because there were many situations that they just give a grant and this project vanished, etc. Are all not delivered, or didn't had like any idea for business, doing business on this project. So it's like, public good or something. And if it's like no straight away, it's cool. But if it's like, coming later, this is not cool when you invested in that. So yeah, it's also kind of like a cool idea to go to a hackathon, try to get some knowledge bounty, etc., win something, grant, build company, basically.
We talk about hackathons, and hackathons are that's fun for me to join a hackathon. So, what's the best and most funny stories on hackathons? What you enjoyed at most?
That's a tough question, to be honest. I mean, one of the story I literally like is, and I would say that's kind of unusual on the hackathons. So we built like, the whole night, etc. And I mean, I would particularly talk about the Hackathon change. So where the Syncra borns, it was kind of like a tough and cool hackathon, because we wanted to build this like, POC private voting stuff. And this privacy technology was released like the same day Hackathon started. So they literally had us as like a first customers. So as you can imagine, like kind of really green field of nothing is working, zero documentation. So you just had like repo and one command to install and the second one to run. That's it. Like no more info how you can speed up the privacy. So we literally started, Friday, I think evenings, Friday midday, something like that. And during Sunday, like 5 a.m., and the deadline was Sunday, like 10 a.m., something like that. So I remember like Sunday, like from Saturday to Sunday, we were like grinding. The whole project was almost done, but we couldn't like run the privacy. Like we couldn't run the voting, the private voting, right? And like Janek was at like 3 a.m. just doing kind of reverse engineering, like how it's working, what we need to do. Of course, the sponsors were sleeping. Like besides us, there were like two teams we have been discussing on Discord. Like, hey, this is working for you. Oh, great! Can you show me how, etc. And I remember like 6 a.m. He was like, yeah, it's working. So 4 hours before that line, we made the product to barely work. I mean, we made the voting, but no front end interaction, no nothing. So I remember like 8 a.m. we made, I think everything was working fine, but we had to commute to the venue. So like 1 hour, etc. Just grab all this stuff, and we literally started recording the voiceover of how the platform is working, etc. Like 2 minutes before deadline. 1 minute before deadline, we like just it was live record. Like we didn't have a chance to do the video or something. Just like record, save, upload, and just like a couple of seconds before like deadline, we just push the button to save it. And I think that was like the most hackathon I had. Maybe not like the funniest hackathon, but the hackathon where we literally just made everything just right on time, or had like a very tiny amount of like potentially uh, screwing something, right? So that was cool actually. I mean that's the most hackathon I like to like, remember and recognize in the whole story. But the funniest project we can build, I mean that this is definitely I can tell about, which is like second ETH Warsaw. So we built like project name called TCP, but TCP in Polish, like the full name is to co pijemy, and and exactly this one. And this project is like a let's call it like a juice vending machine. So you literally just scan QR code, pay with crypto. So we supported rather like EVM, rather Aleph Zero, so like a Polkadot Echo project. and if you pay, we were pouring you a drink. I mean, of course, we did not have a juice, but something better. But if you run the video, just like yeah, we are just like, just doing some fun. Run the video, just turn off the voice, and you can show there were somewhere will be the product itself, because it was like literal hardware product built on Web3, etc. So a bit of unusual stuff. And yeah, that's me. We had to record a proper video for that. Yeah, exactly, this is the product. So it's like really hackathon vibe. We wanted to do something like some kind of like machine, but we just had like everything you had on a hackathon, and even this cardboard was hard to get. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it worked.
Man, there is a lot of hardware here.
Yes. If you put like right, yeah, there's like a web page to order, and we were doing photos. So when you order, we were doing photos. So you had to smile or something, and you were recognized, like recent orders, basically.
Yeah, I
Uh,
see some face here.
that was funny project, I can say.
Okay, leaderboard and mobile version. Okay, what about the next one? You sent me four of the hackathons projects
Yeah,
you created. So what's the next one?
yeah, it's just like a four. Basically, I'm kind of maybe say proud of, but I also did not update this list. So Fair Tickets is a platform to basically solve the problem with, like there is like, I don't know, Henry Styles concert, whatever. So like high demand concert. So where people are building like tens of tickets, then reselling them. So we kind of build a platform. I mean, this project was huge because we built like iOS, Android, web app, like the connectors and everything. So you build a platform to literally just solve this problem of ticket scalping, ticket frauds, etc. So you can, as a concert organizer, like issue a tickets, issue a concert, create that, start selling the tickets. Everything was built like on like NFTs based. We also utilized like account abstraction, so non-crypto people could just log in using Google. Yeah, this is like one of the showcase of like ETH Prague conference ticket, basically. So people with zero knowledge of crypto could like using Google. The idea was to unwrap the funds, or pay, literally just pay using Apple Pay for the tickets. They can sell the tickets on like a marketplace, built-in marketplace, of course. So like zero options to being fraud at this moment, being scammed. Of course, we had like generated QR code for just showing on the entrance. Yeah, the first name was Paul Ticketix for this project in the corner. Just like Polish crew built that, right? So kind of like the whole ecosystem for the projects app maybe wasn't the best looking, etc. But the idea was to first abstract the user interactions, second built in like a very easy process of buying those tickets, first make this like secure for the concert organizers, and make this secure for like the people who wants to sell their tickets. And also we block the amount of tickets you can buy. I mean, you can buy more, but we block the not the amount of tickets you can buy, but we block the amounts of how expensive will be your resale. So if you buy for $1K, you can resell for like 2K, but you will only get 1.1K dollars, because rest of the money will go to the concert organizers to basically help the the author, not author, help the star, basically, right? So there's no point of selling a bit more expensive tickets. No point of resell at the end of the day. I mean, you can earn 10%, right? That's cool, but you won't have like people who is selling like X3, X4 the tickets. It's like no point at this moment. So kind of try to solve this problem of ticketing.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Can we go to the next one?
Yeah. Actually, ZK vote is the hackathon I was describing. So there we record the voiceover like 2 minutes before submission deadline. So this was like kind of cool. I mean, that time we smashed the whole hackathon. We won like a main prize. We won like Aleph Zero Bounty main prize. So at the end of the day, we were like the most granted project on everything.
Yeah,
That's,
like BOBR Market on the
yeah,
last Warsaw we met.
yeah, kind of. I mean, BOBR Market was funny also. Yeah, I mean, BOBR Market was, I'm not sure, like 5, 6 time I was on the stage basically.
Yes, yeah,
Uh,
6 times standing ovation.
that was
You
fun.
yeah. You grabbed a lot of bounties. So
Yeah,
that's most mentioned project on during that hackathon, announcing the winners.
yeah, I think so. I mean, that was actually funny because we have this is like we had our own idea because we wanted to build like predictions market, but when you look at the predictions market, it was like kind of hype, and it's still I think hype. Everybody is like Poly market is great, whatever. And it's cool, right? I mean, it built a lot of recognition outside crypto. So there's like trending app in the App Store. But in our case, what we notice, the problem is with Poly market and solutions like that. So you have like, Trump versus Kamala elections, etc. This is an ongoing process, and people start voting on that. I don't know, like 1 year ago or something, right? So if you're voting using I don't know, like Ethereum, some native token, usually also you can stake them, so you can generate yield on that. So if you log those tokens on Poly markets, you basically not generating yield. So why not combine those two things together, right? So you're locking the tokens on Poly market, so you bet, but also those tokens are used to yield. So literally, when you place bet, you're still earning. And in our case, this was like increasing the amount which will be spread to the winners. So like everybody contributed, like 2 sides, 4 sides, or whatever, contributed to basically the winners. So the winners will get all the tokens, people put against them, but also the yield which they tokens generated, etc., etc. So whole yield generated. So that was literally the rough idea we had. We created like let's say everything. Of course, we had to mock some smart contracts, but we also, I mean, in that case, we went a bit of a bounty hunters because we deployed on like 6 blockchains, something like that. I mean, we had our solution for that, right? So the same smart contract, the factories redeployed, etc. The front end was prepared for that. So like everything was built to communicate. It's not like we just put the smart contract and forget about this, but everything was prepared on like any level to okay, whatever like chain you want to vote, you are able to vote. Like the yield was working. Of course, this contract was mocked because you could not like adjust the solutions to like various providers, etc. And also like oracles not available on most of the blockchains. So, but yeah, like end of the day, we created that. It worked. Like a hackathon level, it worked. Let's say on the demo, it worked. Or like I like to call it like that. And yeah, we were I think recognition like a lot. I mean, almost all the sponsors we applied gave us something at the end of the day. So I would say that was kind of cool experience to be. And yeah, it was funny because on the stage, like if you remember, like they were asking, yeah, just grab a microphone, tell what your product was doing. And I was like, just not doing it. So like the fourth time I just was asked to the stage, they were like, can you like start, just tell us like what you build? Because it's like, fourth time you're here. So maybe, it's worth to tell people.
Yeah, that's what I love at hackathons, that you can build something which is completely unlaunchable to the market. And I guess for this kind of project, the legal part is the hardest part.
Yeah. The legal part of doing it is like, I mean, you can at the end of the day because like Bori Market operates, right? I think they operating in UK as far as I remember because I was like, checking like they legal, but it's really expensive legal. So I mean, at the end of the day, for projects like that, you need like a good investors, like selling investors, like spend most likely, 50, 100K dollars for like, legal purposes. To have the companies, Caymans, BYY, or anywhere basically, like which supports that, maybe Malta if it's gambling, right? and then you can operate. But that's a long process to have. And if you, I mean, then you need to compare like whatever you first have this money, you believe in this project like that, and I mean, right now we have elections, right? So we have a kind of a hype for poly market, for predictions market. There's like more of them, etc., etc. But after the elections, I mean, poly market will go down like 90%, 95, 99. I mean, sports betting. That's the way.
So that was BOBR Market, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We are about to finish. So can we jump to the last one project you sent me?
Yeah.
Non-fungible prints. What's that?
Yeah. That was the first, the literally I think first main hackathon. So it was like ETH Warsaw also the first edition, because we were like on every ETH Warsaw, and every ETH Warsaw we just got some prize, so that was cool. And non-fungible prints was like we had a 3D printer, so literally you have NFTs, right? And you have like some PFPs, etc. Just some NFTs on your wallet. So we had this idea of making the figures from your NFT. So whatever your NFT is like a PFP, so we can transform it to like 3D figure, print it, and use like the NFC chips, NFC tags to connect your like figure, your like a toy, etc. to your NFT, to your wallet. So that was the like rough idea we started, and we literally just end up building it. So kind of this project at the end of the day transformed like as an access control to the parties. So usually when you're like an owner of some NFT, you have like some close communities. So also can those close communities can create some kind of a close party, like private party for people. And if you don't want to take your wallet with you, you don't want to take your phone with you, just to showcase, okay, I have this NFT, you could just take the like our printed tag, something like we created with our tag, just even not transform, but some kind of like click the proof that you're owning this NFT. Just go to the conference, let people scan it, and we had like the way like the app to receive those scans, open, show that okay, this wallet, this person contains like this NFT. You can let him go, you can tap that he's in, etc., etc. So kind of build this started from printing the NFTs to real worlds to kind of like the access control, but still it's like end up that it can be the NFT. You can like print your figure, put this on a shelf somewhere, and if you can prove that you own this, you can just people like give me your phone, tap it, scan, you see this NFT, this owner, etc. So kind of I would say a cool way of because at the end of the day you have your NFTs, but nobody knows about them, right? Or your PFP makes like, okay, I have NFT, there's my PFP, but if you have like 10 of them on the call, you can showcase, or you can do a picture or something. So more like physical way of showcasing.
That's another project with hardware involved, right? And
Exactly.
you like it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, hardware is cool because I mean, that's a good tip also for like people who wants to hack. Uh, Usually you see zero projects using hardware, utilizing hardware, and if you're like one or two of them like doing hardware, you just like top projects they will consider for giving a prize, because that's something different, literally. I mean, we utilize the hardware in DevConnect in Istanbul. We utilize, and that was funny actually, because we had to we spent like 3 hours of searching the parts in Istanbul for the project, because we built like something, let's say, fairly similar to TCP, so also like juice, etc. But we did not had any pipes. So at the end of the day, you're in Istanbul. You can't literally use internet because you don't know how to type in the language. So you can use Reddit, but Reddit is not like really like up to date. And you need to find like this one shop, electric store, like water pipe store, whatever, in Istanbul to get some pipes. And those pipes has to be like the good ones. So like in the measure, etc. And that was one problem we had. So we didn't have the pipes. and the second one we didn't have like a pump, so that's kind of harder problem. But at the end of the day, we had like two expeditions. We just split group in two, and one group started searching pipes. The second one went to like some like suburbs from Istanbul to one shop we found on like Google like maps to build to buy it, and then we were ready on a hackathon just to start building and had every hardware we can connect. Because at the end of the day, we didn't want it to get this to I mean, I think we forgot, to be honest, to get this with us for traveling. So yeah, that was funny. I mean, yeah, the hackathons, if you ask me, the hackathons are like really great way to first I mean, you're building. If you're winning, you're getting money first, travel expenses back, and you're also like earning something. I know people who basically made a living from hackathons. So like one guy, we basically just hi to each other every hackathon. He was like made living from a hackathon. So just went to hackathon, built, etc., and utilized the same stuff, the same technology, built, just do different ideas. But in my opinion, hackathons are totally great for experimenting, building ideas, POCs. Even if you don't win, you still it's like 40 hours or so. So you need to be like really focused on delivering and shipping, on like finishing this project. And at the end of the day, sometimes if you like put additional 10, 20 hours, you can just put this on the market and just try to get some customers. If it will work, it will be good. You can rewrite the whole from scratch, do like good infrastructure, but you have like proven that people want this project, they will use it, etc., and you have customers. So if you're like more a builder, entrepreneur, etc., I would say it's like a great place to start. Like even if you're not technical, that's also good. I mean, people like usually just need some kind of like mastermind behind the project, so product oriented people, or even the graphic designer, UX UI, or some even marketing is cool, because at the end of the day, like pitching, so like the most crucial part of get recognized is you need somehow to sell it. I mean, you need to make sure that these sponsors know what you build, because they don't have time to dig into code, or they have, but this is like just scroll, read, okay, they use this technology, great, I'm not sure if it's working, but they use it, great, let's go. So they need like usually 2-3 minutes video or something where you showcase and explain, okay, we built that and that, utilize that and that, this was like required in those processes, etc., etc., and also like convince them that okay, this product have sense, it's like some matter. So yeah, I would say it's like everybody is kind of needed, whatever technical or not. So even if you're not technical, or technical but don't know crypto, don't hesitate, just go. You will find people, because also on the hackathons, if you don't have team, it's like no worries. A lot of people don't have teams, so they are just grouping up together during the hackathon time and start building something. Yeah.
So much advice, so many crazy stories. Przemek, thank you for that. Thank you for having you in here. You accepted my invite. Any last call?
I don't know. I mean, I would just say to everyone that just don't worry, just try, just go, just experiment, and at the end of the day, something will happen. Like nothing bad, definitely. So something will happen. So just go and try and experiment. So that's my advice, because I see a lot of people who just like are worried about, okay, but I don't know something, etc. No, just go, do it, ask questions. There's like a lot of communities. More global. In Poland, we have like 1 or 2, maybe, I don't know. But still, just go and ask and do it, and just go to your first hackathon or something and just build something. Literally, that's my advice.
Just go, like we
Just
go
do it.
here live, and yeah, and now we have to go to our daily basis. Thank you,
Thank
Przemek.
you for having me. Have a nice rest of the day.
Yeah, have a good one. See you.
Cheers.